some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time.
I feel like as though we have like a new beginning, and it's beautiful. You know, we're still blessed, and I mean, we've had our loss, but we're finding our way.
Oh my God. You won't believe the explosive bombshell that just dropped in Hollywood. The always controversial, never holds back Katt Williams is stirring up major drama again, and this time, he's exposing some seriously dark and disturbing secrets about Tinseltown's elite. He's talking about powerful figures demanding absolutely unthinkable sacrifices for stardom. And get this, he claims anyone who dares to speak up gets literally punched in the face. While everyone's been whispering about Beyoncé's alleged sacrifices, Williams drops an even bigger bombshell about Jennifer Hudson's heartbreaking story that's about to leave you absolutely speechless. Now, speaking of Jennifer Hudson, grab your tissues, because this story is about to get really emotional, and I mean really emotional. Picture this, October 24th, 2008, a day that would forever change Jennifer's life in the most devastating way imaginable. The unthinkable happened in Chicago's South Side. Police discovered the bodies of her beloved mother, Darnell Donnerson, and her brother, Jason Hudson, both brutally shot dead in their family home. But wait, because it gets even more heartbreaking. Their precious 7-year-old Julian King, Jennifer's adorable nephew, was missing. Can you imagine the absolute horror and panic that ripped through the family? The entire nation watched, completely heartbroken, as Jennifer, totally devastated and barely holding it together, joined her family in desperate pleas for Julian's safe return. The media couldn't look away, and honestly, neither could we. The Southside community, already dealing with so much violence, was absolutely shaken to its core. But 3 days later, oh my goodness, the nightmare just got so much worse. They found Julian's body in an SUV, also shot. The poor innocent baby. The investigation was like something straight out of the most twisted crime drama, but horrifyingly real. They recovered a .45 caliber handgun near the SUV, and here's the shocking part. It was the exact same weapon used in all 3 murders. And then, plot twist, another gun turned up in a vacant lot nearby. The whole thing was just devastating beyond words. And remember, this wasn't just any family tragedy. This was Jennifer Hudson, the incredible powerhouse vocalist we all fell in love with on American Idol. The same phenomenal talent who just won an Oscar for Dreamgirls. The whole country was grieving right alongside her. Now, here's where it gets really intense, and trust me, you'll want to sit down for this part. Enter William Balfour, Julia Hudson's estranged husband. The police zeroed in on him almost immediately after the bodies were discovered. And honey, his background? Red flags everywhere, and I mean everywhere. We're talking 7 years in prison for attempted murder, carjacking, and possession of a stolen vehicle. And get this, he was actually on parole when all this happened. The absolute nerve of this man. But wait until you hear about all the relationship drama behind it all. It's absolutely chilling. Apparently, Balfour and Julia were having serious problems, and by serious, I mean serious. He'd already been kicked out of the family home by Jennifer's mom the year before. Drama, drama, drama. And when investigators dug deeper, they uncovered something truly bone-chilling. This man had allegedly threatened to kill the Hudson family at least 24 times. Can you even imagine living with that kind of fear? The most horrifying threat? He supposedly told Julia, and I quote, "If you ever leave me, I'm going to kill you, but I'm going to kill your family first. You will be the last to die." I literally got goosebumps typing that. The prosecution later revealed that these weren't just empty threats. They were specific and menacing, starting right after his separation from Julia. The whole thing was just beyond terrifying. The trial was absolutely fascinating and complicated, darling. Finding jurors who weren't completely starstruck by Jennifer Hudson was like finding a needle in a haystack. Actually, make that a diamond in a haystack. They had to screen potential jurors about everything from their American Idol viewing habits to their Weight Watchers membership because Jennifer was their spokesperson. Can you believe it? They even had to tell jurors they couldn't watch American Idol during the trial because Jennifer was going to be on it. Talk about Hollywood meets true crime. The defense strategy? Oh, honey, they tried everything in their power to paint Balfour as innocent. His attorney, Amy Thompson, claimed the police rushed to judgment just because, hello, Jennifer Hudson's family. They made a big deal about the lack of DNA evidence on the murder weapon and no fingerprints in the SUV. But here's the piping hot tea. Balfour's ex-girlfriend Brittany Akoff Howard spilled everything. She testified that he actually had the audacity to ask her to lie about his whereabouts on the day of the murders. Girl, the absolute nerve. The forensic evidence was like something straight out of CSI, but even more dramatic. While there wasn't any DNA linking Balfour to the murder weapon, suspicious much? They found gunshot residue in his car and in the SUV where poor Julian was found. The prosecution's expert, Pauline Gordon, explained that the lack of DNA didn't mean anything. People shed skin cells differently. And hello, ever heard of gloves? After 18 long, intense hours of deliberation, the jury came back with the verdict we were all praying for: guilty on all counts. When the verdict was read, Jennifer broke down in tears, and honestly, who could blame her? The judge, Charles Burns, didn't hold back one bit either, telling Balfour, "You have the heart of an Arctic night," and that his soul was as barren as dark space. Chills, absolute chills. One juror, Tracy Austin, later revealed that some of them really tried to find him innocent, but the facts just wouldn't let them. The evidence was just too overwhelming. But here's where it gets even more twisted, if you can believe it. In 2016, Balfour had the absolute nerve to give an interview from prison to Chuck GY of DTV, claiming he was innocent and that there was some massive conspiracy against him. And what he said about Julian, I can't even. He suggested the poor child was killed because he could identify the real killer. He actually said, and I quote, "Julian was smart, he could remember faces." The absolute gall of this man. The Chicago Police Department quickly shut down his conspiracy theories, standing firmly behind their investigation. Through all of this unimaginable tragedy, Jennifer Hudson has shown incredible strength and grace that just leaves me in awe. She came back stronger than ever, delivering that unforgettable, soul-stirring performance of the national anthem at the 2009 Super Bowl. And in the most beautiful tribute to Julian's memory, she created the Julian D. King Gift Foundation to help children in need. Talk about turning tragedy into something meaningful and beautiful. In a heart-wrenching 2019 interview with The Guardian, Jennifer opened up about how she copes with the devastating loss. She said she finds strength in imagining what her family would want for her, especially her brother, who would have given her grief for giving up. She credited her faith and understanding that trauma comes in waves, saying it's all about how you choose to cope with it. And get this, she even found it in her heart to forgive Balfour. I mean, can you even imagine having that kind of strength? She talked about how her son David gave her a reason to keep going, and how she still asks herself what her mother would do in difficult situations. The way she described her mother's emphasis on family and self-reliance just breaks your heart and fills it with hope at the same time. And when she talked about Julian, she remembered him as strong and intelligent, and you can just feel how much love she still has for that precious child. Now, because Hollywood loves its conspiracy theories, and you know how people love to talk, some started whispering about connections to the Illuminati and secret societies. They pointed to the timing of the tragedy, right after Jennifer's rise to fame and her quick return to the spotlight with that Super Bowl performance. They tried to paint her family's murders as some kind of twisted sacrifice for fame and fortune. But honestly, sometimes tragedy is just tragedy, and strength is just strength. And Jennifer Hudson has shown more strength than anyone should ever have to. What makes this story even more poignant is how Jennifer and her sister Julia handled everything with such incredible grace. After the verdict, they released a joint statement thanking everyone for their support. And get this, they even extended prayers to Balfour's family, acknowledging that everyone had suffered a terrible loss. Can you believe that level of compassion? They even prayed that the Lord will forgive Mr. Balfour of these heinous acts and bring his heart into repentance someday. Now that's what I call true grace under pressure. So what do you think about this absolutely heartbreaking story? Does it make you see Jennifer Hudson in a different light? Share your thoughts in the comments below, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that bell to stay updated on more celebrity secrets and scandals. We post new content every week, uncovering the hidden stories of your favorite stars.